think we are live.
All right.
I think so.
Cool.
If we are, it's Indiana Rocks. And this time we have Kevin Silva with us. Let's get Kevin on here. Kevin, how are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. Very good. It's great talking to you. Let me adjust here just a second. Producing as we go along.
It's all good.
Get the right. There we go. So we can get Melvis in here.
Yeah.
Mel Cup, Barry Welsh, Kevin.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, man. I think our paths have probably crossed in the past. We just haven't ever formally met.
Sure.
Yeah.
The first thing we ask everybody,
Yes.
Melvis.
Have you ever had to carry a B3 up a flight of stairs?
I've moved a lot of B3s in my day. Yes. And still periodically move a B3.
So you're playing music. You've created an amplifier company. You make Uncle Albert amplifiers. Is that correct?
Well, Uncle Albert's is mainly a repair company. Yes, I started it back in 1990 and 35 years and still going. But along the way, I have built probably 300, maybe 350 amplifiers.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of part of the repair world.
Okay.
Yeah. So how long you been playing in Indy? Are you from?
I moved to Indianapolis from Columbus, Indiana in 1981.
Okay.
But this is my 50th year in December, my first paid gig.
Oh,
So 50 years now. Been a while.
Congratulations,
yes,
dude.
that's
Yeah. Kind of a milestone, I guess.
Yeah.
I guarantee you we've crossed paths somewhere. I used to be one of the disc jockeys at the Razzmatazz. Did you play?
Okay. We played the Raz, but it would have been back in the 80s,
Yeah.
87 maybe.
Yeah, that's what we're talking. Who are you playing with?
The band that I played with it started in 8th grade actually, but it lasted almost 20 years, was a band called Stalker.
Okay.
And it's just a heavy metal rock and roll band, you know. All my 8th grade friends, pretty much the same guys for 20 years.
We probably have nodded at each other several times.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Jockey booth, and you were heading back to the dressing room.
No, I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just follow that path. Who else have you played with other than Stalker?
Oh, I mean, full band wise, Stalker, I said, lasted until 1995, and we just threw the towel in, and I started a band called Rock Soup in 95, 96, basically. And it was a platform for my original material. And that band, that band lasted almost 10 years.
Yeah.
And played in town. Kathy Morris, a violin player, played with us for a long time. It was a really fun band. But when the whole original thing, unless you luck out, you just can't make any money at it. And after about 10 years, it ran its course.
Yeah, I hear you there.
Yeah.
Did the same thing in the 70s.
Yeah, no, it really hadn't changed unless, you get lucky and get a record deal back in the day, of course. Right. And things pay off along those routes, but that never happened. So,
yeah, we made a record in 73 out at 700 West Recording Studios at New Palestine.
Mm-hmm.
Paid for it ourselves, but it turned out sounding pretty good.
Sure. But what you did was you documented a time of your life.
Yeah.
And that's what you get with this. You record music, and again, unless you're lucky and it gets on the radio and you become very successful, but it's just a document of things that happen along your music career.
It's a precious, unique document. It's it's a time capsule.
It is. It is.
You know,
And you
everything
listen,
you go back
you go
to.
back and listen to your recordings, you
Right.
know, and it's just like, where was my head at when I wrote those lyrics, or what amp was I playing when I played that guitar part, you know?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. What kind of guitars? What was your first guitar?
My mom taught me how to play when I was 7, and she had an off-brand 4-string tenor guitar. So for, 3 or 4 years, G chord was only 1 note, C chord was 2 notes, and what she called hard chord was an A chord barred. So I don't even remember what the brand of that guitar was. And then for Christmas when I was in 6th grade, probably I got a really nice Gibson acoustic. My dad just got it in his head that I needed to have a nice guitar, and really in 6th grade it was way more than, I mean, I wasn't even like prepared for that, and it changed everything. I mean, all of a sudden I had 2 extra strings to play.
Yeah. That's great.
Are you still playing Gibsons?
Yeah, well, and then when I was in the end of 10th grade, a close friend of mine, who's still a close friend of mine, called me, and the music store in Columbus, someone had purchased a brand new 77 Les Paul Standard and then brought it back. And he was in there when they brought it back, and that would have been probably 78. So it's this beginning of 78, January 78 maybe. And it was a 77 Les Paul Standard. It was $630. And I went to my mom and said, if you give me $630, I'll never need another guitar. And she wrote me a check for $630, which is almost $3,000 today. And I bought that Les Paul, and it's really the only guitar that I've played the whole time. And we're playing tomorrow night, and I'm playing it.
Yeah.
And then Gary called after I got the Les Paul. He called me a couple weeks later, and he did a trade and ended up with a 1967 50-watt Plexi Marshall chassis that had a blown power transformer in it. And I didn't have an amp, and I had a Wurlitzer 200A piano, and we traded. And then my dad had the largest OEM transformer house in the country for a long period of time. And Unicord, which distributed Marshall parts, wanted $80 for a 50-watt power transformer. So I go to my dad and ask him for $80. And my dad's like, $80? He goes, that transformer costs $6. I'm not giving you $80. So I'm like, okay. Well, the band at this time, we played all the parties, we were we're playing original songs, Led Zeppelin songs. And the guy that hung out with our band was like 22 or 23, and we were only 17 maybe. And he worked at Ivy Tech. So I went to Ivy Tech with a tape measure and went through some television chassis. And on a power transformer, as long as you use one that's the same size, it'll have enough current to do whatever you're doing. And then the voltages you can adjust. Well, I took a tape measure down and measured some transformers out of a TV set and took a power transformer out of a television set and put it in my Marshall, and it's still in there. It's still the power transformer out of a TV. But anyway, and so my Les Paul Marshall combination, I have played my whole playing out career probably 80% of the time, maybe 85% of the time. And then the other percentage is maybe my amp messed up and I borrowed an amp. I needed to get my Les Paul refretted, so I bought a Flying V. I played for 6 months. There was just a couple other little, but since 87, it's just been my Les Paul and my Marshall.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm playing both of them tomorrow night.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So who are you playing with now?
My current band is called the TOONS.
Right.
And when Rock Soup ran its course in 2007, So I guess it was about 11 years. I got invited to play in a Joe Cocker tribute band. And
Alan Kay.
Alan Kay was the Joe Cocker character.
Alan Kay's coming in. Alan Kay's going to be in a future episode.
I'm glad for him. Anyway, they needed a drummer, so the drummer that I was playing with, that played in Rock Soup, we started this Joe Cocker tribute band, and it was haphazard, no direction, no rehearsal. Anyway,
Very frustrating for a musician.
it was really frustrating. I mean,
Yeah.
Rick Bennett was the guitar player, but he lived in Nashville and couldn't come till the night before. So you only got a couple hours to rehearse an hour and a half set of material you weren't very familiar with. It was just really hard. Well, I thought, me and Greg were already in the band. If I hired Alan to front our band, we could become the Joe Cocker band, and it would be tight all the time, and that's what we did basically. So I just hired Alan, threw out all the original material. He gave me a set list, and we just went from there. And then would parallel Joe Cocker shows. We only did 9 Joe Cocker shows in 14 years. It didn't catch on. It didn't catch on at all. I got to open up for John Mayall, Edgar Winter, and ZZ Top once doing a Joe Cocker show. That was cool. We got to play a show in Chicago at a 40th anniversary Woodstock show. We were the last band. They like to say you headline, but you're the last band. Anyway, flew to Las Vegas and played in Las Vegas. That was cool, but only 9 shows in 14 years. Nobody got it. And Alan was really good at the Joe Cocker thing. He really was. He could be Joe Cocker. There's no doubt about it. But it just didn't catch on.
Mel's got a story actually that's going to make you probably feel pretty good about your playing during that time. That we came out and put the CD in, and you said,
"Oh yeah."
Who was it?
Jeff Gardner.
Yeah, Jeff Gardner.
Yeah, you know Jeff.
I know Jeff well.
Yeah, he mixed down some CDs for you got the Toons and Alan Kay.
Right.
Played them back for me, and I was amazed how great he sounds. He sounds just like him.
Well, his Joe Cocker impersonation was so good. Joe Cocker passed away in December of 2013. He was booked to play a Super Bowl party in San Francisco in February, but he died. The keyboard player from his touring band that included a gal that was with him at Woodstock found video clips of us online. They contacted Alan. They flew Alan to San Francisco and did the show. And Alan fronted Joe Cocker's last touring band.
Wow.
That's how good he was at it.
Okay, there's our 6 degrees of separation is Jeff Gardner.
Yeah.
Right. No, I've known Jeff for 35 years probably. Yeah, great guy. Does a wonderful job at what he does.
Oh yeah.
He's mixed our band several times.
Yeah, he mixed us for probably 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was Project 19. Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah, he just retired from us like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he ran sound for us periodically on and off, and then he said he just got where he did enough of that and went on and did other things. But then anyway, Alan got out of the band, and then the band now is just the Toons. And my daughter, who was in Alan Kay in the Toons, fronts the Toons now, and she's wonderful. The band's the best it's ever been. The set list is the best it's ever been. There's no drama. Everybody gets along famously.
Now that can't be. That you can't have a band and everybody gets along famously.
I'm telling you, it's so uneventful in our band. it's just a joy. And we're actually playing tomorrow night up at the Ale in Castleton.
All
So
right.
anybody wants to come see us, that's where we'll be tomorrow at 8:30.
And well, actually, this is going to be on Monday night. So you play
Okay,
on
okay.
a regular basis?
We're playing on the 24th. We're at AJ's at 82nd and Fall Creek.
I don't know if you can see Mel's hat, but it's an advertisement for AJ's.
There you go. Now Kevin invited us to I think we're going to start doing it once a month there.
Yeah.
So
yeah. We play there tomorrow night.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, we're playing at the Ale, so
yeah. Again, this is going to air Monday night. So actually, you played there 2 nights ago, and it was an incredible show. You guys both had great shows this weekend. Congratulations.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I saw a clip of you guys doing the
what's her name? Potter.
Yeah, Grace.
Oh, the Grace Potter clip.
Grace Potter tune. Yeah, we saw the clip of you doing the Grace Potter tune.
Really nice.
Yeah, that's a really fun song to play.
Yeah.
And see, that's my daughter, Kaylee. She fronts the band, and she's it's amazing. She just sings so well. And then in the last, I got her a piano 5 years ago, and she's a pretty good keyboard player, pretty convincing.
All right.
So it opened up a lot of doors. I play a lot of keyboards, but it allows for certain songs to have keyboard patches, and I can go to guitar, and it just makes the band a little bit more produced.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
So Ale Emporium, AJ's, you doing anything summer concert wise as far as a lot of summer concert series are going to be coming up? You're going to be.
We're doing the new PAL thing in August. I have a July thing in Noblesville, but I can't remember the date.
Okay.
But yeah, a couple of them.
Awesome.
But we've cut back. We're only playing 3 or 4 times a month. I mean, everybody's so busy, and at our age, it's just works out great.
You have a website where?
No, it's just on Facebook, but it's the Tunes, like cartoons, TOONS.
TOONS.
Yeah.
The Tunes on Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Sounds good, man.
We appreciate your time, man.
Hey, no problem at all.
And we'll have you back on here, or we might. We've been talking about popping into places where people are playing and just doing little.
Oh, that's cool. Or come by the shop sometime.
Like that would be a nice episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, just come by and hang out at the shop for an hour or so.
Cool. We appreciate the invitation, man.
Yeah, no problem, man.
All right. Thank you very much.
Guys.
Thanks, man.
Have a good rest of your day. See you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.